I'm trying to catch the feel of the city.
You should definitely know that it's a place where a lot of Russians are.
Unspoken regulation that goes on that keeps tourists safe, but at the same time you do notice there's an underbelly to the city.
I have been here almost a month.
In Nha Trang?
In Nha Trang.
A challenge that I experience more here in Vietnam than probably anywhere else in Southeast Asia.
I've just arrived in Nha Trang, Vietnam. This city is located about 400 kilometers north from Saigon. And because I'm quite unfamiliar with the city, I like to start off with a set of interviews to get a better understanding of what place we're actually in.
It's my first time here. I'm doing Southeast Asia for 2.5 months already. Did all of Thailand, now here in Vietnam, and it's been 24 days.
How long in Nha Trang?
This is my first night now. It's an interesting experience. It's a different place from a lot of other Vietnamese cities, I would say.
How do you like it and do you feel safe over here?
I definitely feel safe, but what you do have to note is that it's a bigger city. There are people with different sort of business endeavors that they're doing. And you notice when you walk the streets at night. I would say there's some level of unspoken regulation that goes on that keeps tourists safe, but at the same time you do notice there's an underbelly to the city.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, but can you lay a finger on that?
Yeah, first thing I noticed was the amount of massage parlors, right? It's way more than any other Vietnamese city I've been in, and especially completely different to most small Vietnamese cities. In small Vietnamese cities you see a lot of handiwork, the markups are very small on the services provided. And here you see that that's the opposite. Some people are making a lot of money. I see 7 Series BMW, I see an S-Class. That money has to come from somewhere, and it's definitely not the typical services you probably expect. Of having traveled a lot of countries, there is a certain level of underbelly, you could say, to the city. I usually have very little expectations going to Southeast Asia, especially going to Vietnam. I've come from the north. There's a big change between the north and the south, for sure. And I've come to realize that this place, it does feel extremely service-based, more like a Miami, so to speak. There's a lot of hotels, there are a lot of nightclubs. The nightclubs, as we can see right over there, have relatively much investment that has gone into them, and it seems to be predominantly BRICS countries that come and visit here. And you do feel a little bit as a minority here, as a Westerner, you could say. Absolutely.
And there are many Russians here. Do you recommend going here for non-Russians?
Interesting question. It depends on what your view is on Russia, right? Do you believe that they collectively have responsibility for what's going on internationally, or do you believe that they are all individuals that are trying to make the best of it? I think it depends on how you view people.
Yeah, that's right. What do you think?
I don't mind them. But at the same time, I do obviously understand that they're experiencing freedoms that other people in different countries cannot. Doing that at a time of conflict. So it's an interesting one. On one hand, you have to accept the fact that they're people and they need a break, just like anybody else. But
also maybe not supporting it. Like I can imagine that many people, probably the majority, don't support it. Also.
Exactly, that's what I mean. So it depends on how you see them as a collective. Really. Yeah.
Just for people who never been to Nha Trang, are there many Russians in Nha Trang? You think?
Yes. No doubt. There's, I see a lot of other Europeans that are like, I was just chatted to by Russian in Russian, and I had no idea what to say. So there is that aspect for sure.
This channel is based in Thailand. I'm showing you the beauty of Southeast Asia, and I'm meeting a lot of interesting people along the way, doing these street interviews to get a better understanding of what each place is like in Southeast Asia.
This is my first time, and it's my second day. Still fresh.
How do you like it here?
I like it. Yeah. It's very much different from the rest of Vietnam that I've seen so far.
What have you seen?
I've been in the north, so I've seen Hanoi and Sapa, Halong Bay, Ninh Binh, Hoi An, and then Nha Trang.
How do you like it here? How do you feel?
I feel okay. It's not my favorite city. Big city vibes. It's nice. I love the beach, and the nightlife at the beach is very nice.
Do you feel safe in the city?
I do. I haven't felt unsafe at any point walking alone or anything.
Also in the evenings last night, let's say?
That was fine.
Yeah.
I wasn't out until late, so it might be another experience, but I felt safe so far. Yeah.
Hey, and there are quite a few Russians here. Does that bother you at all?
No. I think they needed to have a place to be as well. 7 people yesterday approached me in Russian and were very confused that I didn't understand them.
7, you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was quite a lot.
Yeah.
But It's okay. You should definitely know that it's a place where a lot of Russians are, and I'd
Yeah.
say maybe the city is also attracts another type of travelers than other
Yeah,
places
okay.
in Vietnam. It's a lot of families with kids and a lot of Russians, I'd say.
Is there something that you don't like so much about the city?
It's a bit of a shame that it's so busy right at the beach, but it's also kind of part of the charm that there's like a big road and then there's the beach. But that might be the only thing. I
Okay,
think.
well, there are beautiful beaches a little bit away from the city as well. I
Yeah,
think.
that's true. Exactly. If
Yeah.
you just walk a few miles, it's not that bad.
This is my first time. I got here about 11 o'clock last night, and I unfortunately leave about midnight tonight.
No way. Why are you leaving so quickly?
It's just the way it's sort of the trip panned out. Also, there's a lot of Russians here.
I wonder if it's an interesting city to explore if you're not Russian.
Well, from what I've seen, yes. It's very hot though. I definitely am going to go down the beach and check out the water.
Your first impressions are like many Russians, and what else?
I'm actually surprised at how busy it is. It seems very, very touristy. Like if you take a place like Quy Nhon, which is just a little bit up, maybe 3 hours north, very, very different. So
Okay.
another beachside town, but
Yeah.
not a lot of people, not a lot of tourists.
Yeah. Have you checked out Da Nang?
I have, yeah. It's sort of similar to this,
Okay.
I guess, but yeah, really liked Quy Nhon because not a lot of tourists. I am a little put off by the amount of Russians, I won't lie.
What's the problem with this?
Well, I mean, I guess international relations, I'm just a little skeptical of the Russian people, I guess.
Why are you skeptical?
Oh, because they've invaded a sovereign country in the Ukraine, so...
Okay. Well, I think the people that are actually here, they don't want to have anything to do with that. That's probably also one of the reasons why they're here.
Oh, very possibly, yeah,
okay.
yeah. But,
Well, it's your honest opinion I asked for. Thank you for answering that.
No problem.
You're gonna go to the beach now, and then after that, what you gonna do? What's your plan?
I'll probably get some lunch. I'm going to go for a swim, and when it cools down a little bit in the afternoon, I think I'll go for a long
Nice
walk
one.
and explore the town.
Hey, and Vietnam is like one of my favorite countries in Southeast Asia. Have you traveled around a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. Came from Hanoi, Ninh Binh, Phong Nha, Hoi An, Quy Nhon, and then here.
Are you also staying at some places a little bit longer, or you're just
Yeah. Normal. I've been staying at places for multiple days, but really just from sort of 3 days in Hoi An and then a couple of days in Quy Nhon. But this is just a stopover for me to get to Saigon and then down into the Mekong Delta.
And if people are going to Vietnam, let's say for a 3-week holiday, which place should they hang around a little longer, you think?
Definitely the north.
Yeah?
Hanoi I thought was fantastic. The whole area around there, I really would have loved to have got up and done the Hai Giang Loop or Sapa. I really don't think that I spent enough time in the north. I really liked Hue. Hue was a magnificent city. I wish I'd stayed there longer. Definitely worth seeing the Citadel and the tombs, and it's definitely worth lining up for 3 hours to see Ho Chi Minh's body.
3 hours?
3 hours. There probably was 10,000 people, I think, went through that day. We all sort of shuffled past, but it was more the experience of seeing, I guess, the reverence and the gratitude, I guess, that people have towards that man's, that they are willing to line up in the heat.
Because it's not only foreign tourists there, there's also a lot of Vietnamese.
Almost, probably 90% Vietnamese. And so, you can, and these are, a lot of them are elderly people. They're probably in their 70s and 80s, and they're lining up in the heat to see someone who, effectively saved their country or unified their country.
What's your biggest challenge over here in Vietnam?
I mean, English speaking is probably a challenge that I experience more here in Vietnam than probably anywhere else in Southeast Asia. And I have travelled extensively throughout Southeast Asia for multiple years. So it probably is the main difference. And I guess another thing is food hygiene.
Yeah, okay.
So you probably don't see it here in Nha Trang because there's a lot of shops that are set up for tourists. But if you go to the less touristy areas, you'll definitely notice that it can be quite difficult to have confidence in the food because you don't know where the water's coming from or how long the food's been sitting out in the sun.
Did you have any problems with food poisoning and all that?
I wouldn't say food poisoning, but the body rejected a few things.
Gotcha.
But nothing major. No.
Alright. And out of all the countries in Southeast Asia, which one do you think is the best country to travel to?
Oh, now you're putting me on the spot. From experience, I really do love Malaysia.
Ah, yeah,
So,
nice.
yeah.
I just came from there actually. Yeah.
Really, yeah. It's a magnificent country. Has its own issues in itself, but yeah, I just really like areas around like Penang, for
Oh,
instance.
yeah.
You know, visited Penang multiple times and really love it.
I have been here almost a month
In Nha Trang.
in a trial,
Wow.
and this has been my 4th or 5th time.
Wow. You actually really like the city then, or you have
Yeah,
to?
we actually do. We started coming 15, 16 years ago when it was a sleepy little town.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No high rises.
No high rises, nothing. No.
No Sheridan, no nothing.
How about the Russians? Were they here already?
No.
Ah,
No.
so is it getting to like I'm trying to get the hang of the city. I've just arrived actually. I've been here 14 years ago, but I try to see how it
How it's changed. Well, Nha Trang is always changing. That's part of the charm. Some people like it, some don't. 14 years ago, as you know, it was a sleepy little town. Lots of Australians, ex-US military, they're gone.
Okay.
You know, they're a little around, but nothing like they were. And then we got the Russians, and they were coming in huge bus loads or plane loads from Siberia. And they didn't have the knowledge of other cultures. They upset a lot of people,
Really?
enormous
Okay.
amount, because they were used to having to push to get basics. The economy crashed in Russia, and the void was filled by the Chinese. And you would walk down the street and it would be buckets and buckets of live fish that you could have. All the restaurants went out of business except for the fish restaurants for the Chinese. And in the morning on Tran Phu, it would just be lines and lines of buses. And that's when we said, time to take a break. So we stayed away from Nha Trang until this year.
And now you're back again after 1 month of being here. How do you like Nha Trang now?
Oh, we're coming back
Yeah.
next winter, spend our
Okay.
winter here.
Yeah, that's amazing because
If it's like this, yeah.
so it doesn't really bother you anymore that the Russians are, or there are also still a lot of Chinese, a lot of Russians. So it's a good mixture now, or?
The Koreans, I find the Koreans lovely.
Yeah.
And I view Russians a little more understanding than a lot of people do. They're more out of the large cities. They're educated, you know, they're a different element than what was first here. And because what was first here really kind of turned off a lot of people. Everyone kind of has that feeling.
For people who are coming on holiday, what can they expect over here in Vietnam in general and in Nha Trang?
I find the Vietnamese to be very kind and generous. They are a very sweet nation. I had one of my really close friends who now lives in the States had a little coffee shop. Her goal was that she had to make $18 a day to make her payments. Working incredibly long hours, she also took it upon herself to feed the little street urchins. You know, here's a woman who's barely making it. She said, I remember living on the streets. I remember being hungry. That's kind of Vietnamese. How they all kind of look after each other.
Yeah.
And I think that as Westerners, we don't see that or understand that.
We can learn from that.
Yes, we can. And so I always try to give, even if it's not in Vietnam, I always look for those who need the help.
I've been here for 5 days now, and I'm staying 3 months.
Oh, wow. Here in Nha Trang?
Yeah, I'm working for Rainbow Divers, currently doing my instructor course.
Gotcha.
So for now it's just studying and practicing,
Yeah.
and I have my exam in a few days.
I'm trying to catch the feel of the city. How do you like Nha Trang?
What I saw until now, people are all really friendly, and there's like mountains nearby. I heard there were possibility to do some paragliding. There's a lot of Russian, they do not speak English, so it's a bit hard to communicate, I guess. But other than that, every person I've met until now were amazing. So, or I'm lucky, or people are just nice.
Is there something that you don't like so much about the city?
The food.
You don't like so much? Oh.
No, I'm not eating too much meat. And here everything comes with meat.
Okay.
It's really hard to find some food that is vegetarian. So unless you just want to eat rice, you won't have too much options.
Yeah, and vegetable, but maybe not what you call it, meat replacements.
Yeah, not too much unless it's European food, and then it will be really, really expensive. I mean, twice the price than it should normally be. So.
Anything else? What? Oh, you want to have a sip? Is there anything else that we can expect here of the city?
Good weather, kite surf. I've been to some pubs, and that was nice till now.
Do you mingle then with the locals, or is there also an expat community here?
So in the place I'm working, there's some Vietnamese. I would say it's half-half.
Okay.
So that's really good to, first thing first, learn how to speak Vietnamese. That's my goal at the end of the 3 months. Okay. At least being able to ask my way or order food, like some basic stuff.
Anything else that you can think of that you don't see on social media, let's say?
I feel it's a bit unpleasant. It's how, well, it's more environmental way, how people are throwing their cigarettes on the ground, or even if you go diving, some of the fisher in the area just throwing their line on the water, which I think it's sad. Like, we should try to preserve our environment. And what really pisses me off, it's European people or Occidental people that just throwing stuff on their way or whatever, just okay, let's wrap it on the floor. I'm like, you're not doing that in your own country, just show respect. Like, if you don't do that at your place, why would you do that here?
Now it's time to explore Nha Trang myself. I hope you join me for the ride. Thank you all for watching till the very end. I'd like to say from Nha Trang in Vietnam, bye for now and stay jam.